guys, we're back. I know it's been a while, but oh, you know, life gets in the way sometimes, and in this case, I've also just been spending a lot of time playing other games, which happens. So I'm here, it's Christmas Eve, and don't have much going on, so we're gonna bring you some more FF7 HD, and I have a lot to talk about. So one of the first things I think we'll start with is talking about the cheats, because I did mention before that this version of the game has cheats, which I do not think are present in the PC port, but I'll show them all off because they're all kind of ridiculous, and that one of them I probably will actually use. I was doing some reading, and the first one is to make the speed go 3 times as fast. So you'll see that, oops, Cloud and everything, the text in the battles go 3 times as fast, which is really cool. And I would probably keep this one on just for the sake of getting through this, 40-hour game significantly faster. So I do like that one. The other one is, let's see, this one. Okay, so this one I need to get into a battle to show you, but it's absolutely ridiculous in that, oops, see, okay, so what I'm also doing is I really stupidly have been playing this game like you have to play it in the classic, which is on the D-pad and then hold the circle button down to run. In this version, you don't have to do that. But, so, anyway, I'll get back to that in a second. What the second cheat does that I have turned on will restore my character's HP to full after every battle, and it also gives them constant limit breaks. Constant. It's absolutely ridiculous. It totally breaks the game. I don't even know how to describe it. Everybody, all of the news sites have gone and said that it's absolutely ridiculous that anybody would ever use this, because it does totally break the game, and you should never use it. Especially if you're playing this for the first time, I definitely don't use it. So we're going to turn that off. You see how that works. The third one is, might come in handy. I'm not sure if I'll use it or not. But if I turn this on, you can see the logos in the bottom left, by the way. This turns off all random battles. So I can go through the rest of the game without fighting a single random. So I'm going to probably just keep the 3x one on because it's ridiculous. I will, however, I was playing around with it in the prior cutscene where, actually I'm going to turn my here icon on because this place is pretty ridiculous. I don't think I got an item back there. But I was playing around, see, I still have the residual effects of the other cheat turned on, so after this, things will go back to normal. But you see how much faster, in general, I just get through the battles, which makes a huge difference. I mean, especially in a game of this scale. Like, yeah, I have to go back down. I don't think I got that other. There's items hidden in the garbage cans. But the other thing that I was talking about before I got sidetracked there was in the classic version, I've only obviously played this. This game is only just being remade for other consoles now. I have previously, this is the PlayStation 4 version, I have only ever played the original PlayStation 1 version of this game. I was going the right way before. I don't know, I'll figure it out in a sec. But, there are a couple of interesting things just simply about the controls that I don't think I have mentioned yet, but I will do so now, is that this game uses the original Japanese controls. I know that in the, like, PlayStation 1 versions of Final Fantasies 1, 2, and 5 and 6, that had been changed. But what I mean is that the circle and X buttons they're not flipped, but their uses are flipped in Japanese games and in American games. So like X is normally confirm. In US made games, or wait, who has my cure-all? There we go. And most of the time, they flip that before it reaches. How was I going the right way before, and I'm not now? But, I mean, this is just so insane. I love this speed thing. But, so, like, X would be confirm and circle would be cancel in most cases. I'm gonna turn battles off while I figure this... Oh, there we go. I knew it was something like that. In the original version, you had to... See, I'm just walking here. I'm using the D-pad. But you also had to hold the circle button. Well, it would have been X. I always... Fortunately, this was a game where you could remap the controls to whatever you wanted them to be. So, I would remap it, but you would have to hold the circle, or you would have to hold the cancel button down and use the D-pad, because this game came out before the analog stick was implemented on the DualShock 2. So, this whole time, I've been playing it like that. In the first case, this game does already come with the X and circle flipped, so that the X is your confirm button and circle is cancel. But now in the PlayStation 4 version, guess what? You can actually use the analog stick to move around, so who knew? I didn't know that. I just picked that up at the very end of my playthrough last time, so that was eye-opening. These things, I hate these ghost guys, they're gonna play with me. So, that was interesting to find out. For some reason I seem to be pretty good at Tifa's. That is one problem probably, is playing Tifa's Limit Break on the okay, we gotta magic everything to death. Because we are not hitting these guys. Okay. So it's just all really interesting to me that just the ease changes that they have made in making this game a lot more user-friendly, even though it's almost 20 years old and I'm playing it. It looks better, sounds better. You know, we have real MP3s playing in the background now. It makes a difference, but so now I have a puzzle. No. See, this is... oh, it also makes for some sort of hysterical accidents where I cannot control where I'm really going. But I do kind of have just general newsy stuff to talk about, I think, in that it's been a while since I have last played this, so I've missed a lot of the news that has broken recently, in that a lot of new oh jeez, I really screwed that up. A lot of new news has broken regarding the full-on remake, which has I think officially been given the name FF7 remake, which makes the most sense to me. I'm happy that they just decided to keep it simple and go with that. But first they released some new details about the kind of work that they're doing. Like, they did confirm that they are using the Unreal Engine 4, and they are outsourcing some of the work on the game, which is really interesting. Not something that Square Enix typically does. Yeah, so this is where we are storyline-wise, by the way. Don Corneo told us that he'd heard something about that the Shinra was going to drop the plate on. Okay, so see how it kind of gets a little ridiculous when I leave the speed on during cutscenes, so I'll turn that off. This is the pillar that holds up the plate, that's where the reactors are and where all, you know, the rich people live. It doesn't look like things are going well right now, though. Oh shit. So, oh, it's Wedge, or Biggs. Wedge. Okay. But I was saying that they are outsourcing help. Most prominently, the other company they're working with is called C-Connect, and I can't say that I know a lot about them, but apparently they worked on the .hack games, which are apparently good. I cannot speak from experience, but I've heard good things about them. C-Connect also worked on the FF7, I think it's called G-Bike, which was a mobile game, that is just, you know, a standalone version of a really famous motorcycle chase scene from this game. It was never released in the US, so I can't speak for the quality of that either. But the biggest news, of course, this is also going back several weeks. I know it has been some time since I was able to last play, but the biggest news, of course, that has taken the internet by storm is that remake will be released in parts, and what that actually means, we don't really know. The developers have said that at this point the parts will each be the length of a blank game. So that's different than saying a game is like episodic and will be told in parts that way. Telltale's The Walking Dead is probably the most famous sort of episodic game. It sort of set the precedent for that genre. So it's not going to be like that. It's not going to be like an hour-long experience. An hour-long experience, and then you wait, I don't know what their schedule was, 3 to 6 months maybe for the second part, and then the story would continue based on your, you know, decisions that you'd made. It's not going to be like that. It is going to be apparently each installment is going to be the length of the full game. So I think what we're supposed to, what some people have suggested comparing this to is sorry, Jesse. I guess the drum of that scene is kind of erased. But I think that we're supposed to compare it to somewhat is the sort of FF13 trilogy, in that it was 3, you know, full games that all told really disparate stories, but all were set, you know, featured mainly the same characters and locales in some cases. Oh, I should have taken armor from Eris. Oh well. I guess you'll get that so you can attack. So, we don't really know. That is what it has best been compared to. You know, a lot of people freaked out. I definitely freaked out when I heard that. But I was definitely considering it to be more of like a... They can't be like, oh, well, you only play up to the first... You only play through the first Mako reactor mission, and then, you know, you save and then pick up months later. But, I think what we're... supposed to... I think what people are mostly saying and suspecting at this point is, you know, that it's going to be like each disc will be a full game, and so I find that probably the most realistic in terms of, you know, it provides two stopping points that make logical sense storyline-wise, and also I don't know, but so that is really interesting, because, you know, honestly, like, the third disc in this game does not really, it has almost no story elements to it. It's not a spoiler to say that you basically just go to the end and fight the final, you go through the final dungeon and then fight the final boss. There is some stuff, you know, that you can do if you haven't already done it, you know, on the second disc, but most of the, you know, bonus content opens up in the second disc, and you don't really need the third disc to do it, although, you know, that would be a good time as well. So that is interesting to me. It's possible that they may simply be changing some of the story points around to make stopping at a certain time make more sense. I'm not entirely sure. So I will definitely be looking forward to I'm not paying attention here. So I will definitely be looking forward to seeing how they break it up, because my biggest issue long term, and I'm sorry that I'm talking over the cutscenes, I mean, it's not like they're voiced, so hopefully you can read and keep up with what I'm saying at the same time, or you can just ignore me, whatever works for you. But my ongoing issue with this, and that they have not, you know, said anything about, is, you know, how much each edition is going to cost, because I feel like with FF13, at least everything was standalone. Like, you could, if you really wanted, play Part 3 without having played the first two parts, and it might still make some sense. Actually, probably not. I mean, I played about an hour of 13.3 and I had no idea what was going on. But you could conceivably play it, and I mean, FF13.3 was kind of a special case in that it does also break from its predecessors. But let's see. Hold on 1 second. My mind is going in so many different ways that I don't really know how to handle all of this yet. So follow Barrett's lead. But like, I mean, if you picked up FF7 Remake Part 2, and let's say it did pick up at the start of the second disc, that would be absolutely ludicrous. I mean, I could not conceive of that working at all. Granted, that it's probably not likely that somebody would pick up 13.2 out of the blue either, but it's just it seems so ridiculous to me that they would do that, especially if they want us to pay for full price PlayStation 4 game for each installment. So like that would be $60 per game. And say it is 3 games. It could be more, it might be less than that. Maybe they can do it in 2. But get the materia. Oh, we got the cutscene though. So, I mean, that's kind of, I mean, regardless, I'm going to be shelling out whatever it takes to get all of the parts. But, you know, I will be upset if, you know, they are being criticized, the Square Enix, I mean, they are definitely being criticized for trying to sell out this game that has already touched so many people and in its time was the most expensive, actually I think it still is the most expensive video game ever made, or, you know, it's on that top 5 or something. Sorry, I don't have the exact statistic, but so they're going to basically redo that, you know, and continue that legacy, and you know, they're putting a lot of work into it. Like I said, they're already outsourcing some of the work so that they can get it done faster. I'm assuming that means that the first part being released in time for the 20th anniversary, which is 2017, is still a feasible timetable. I mean, I assumed that's what they were aiming for in the first place. And I think my dog might bark, so sorry if it will definitely get picked up by the mic if he barks. Are you gonna bark? The dog across the street is barking, and they have a rivalry. So this is a really sad part in the game. I'm sorry that I am talking over this, but like I said, I have a lot to say. So there's, you know, no matter what I say, no matter what all the other critics and journalists and fans say, we just don't have a lot of information about it yet. No matter what, I will be playing it. I am anxiously awaiting seeing this game, and I have said before, and I will say again, like it's by no means is this even my favorite Final Fantasy, but I think it does a lot of really interesting things, both in terms of storyline and gameplay. I mean, I think the gameplay is... What? I can't go back. Okay. Oh, because I wasn't paying attention. So, it's a waiting game. We have to see what they say next, but there is no official release date. I would be willing to put money on a 2017 date, just considering that it would coincide with the 20th anniversary, and it also, if they are going to be doing it in parts, they actually did say that the entire scenario is done for the first part at least, so that means that the scripting and the design doc is all done. So that's a really good start. That by no means tells us how much of the actual game is done. But, you know, just from the PSX trailer, like, I mean, I know it's a trailer and they're kind of designed to look a lot better than what the game might actually look like at the time. So wait, I'm gonna turn this off because I know this part. Crap. It's a stupid screen again. It makes me so angry. I never know where I'm going. Kill this house and then turn off the battle so I don't have to be frustrated. Maybe it's not authentic, but I will play with the cheats just for the sake of expediting because I am on camera. If I was playing this by myself, I probably would never do that, but just because it wouldn't be authentic, but how the hell there we go. Alright, I got this. So difficult, really. Stop. Like I said in a prior episode, if you've been watching it, made me quit the game the first time I played this, or that stream. Have some more money. I think it must be in Walmart where they have better items and stuff. I think I laughed at that guy's joke the first time I came through here. I just think the avant-garde thing is funny. I don't... Beautiful song. This is Eris's theme. Beautiful song. Okay, so this is the first mention of a place called Wutai, which I know I think becomes more important in particularly one of the side games called Crisis Core. But so the reason that there aren't a lot of young men around in particular is that they're all being recruited to fight for, well, they were being recruited to fight either in soldier or just as a grunt for Shinra against Wutai, which is, I think ironically, actually in the western part of this world map. Don't laugh at me if I have that incorrect. I definitely don't have the map memorized. But so Elmira's husband died in that war. But she had no children of her own. But that's about to change. I mean, I'm going to ruin this by talking over it, but like the whole pacing of the scene would be totally ruined if I had the multiplier on, so this is definitely a good example of why I will keep it off during cutscenes. So Amira just took Eris from Ifalna, Eris's birth mother, and we will meet Ifalna much later down the line. Not for real, because we just saw her die, but we will learn more about her and what her story is soon, or not soon, but eventually. And so Eris is an ancient. Which is what the Shinra are looking for. Some kind of force powers where she can sense when people die. Here's the Shinra. This is Sung, the leader of the Turks, who we met back in the church, and Reno, who we fought up on top of the pillar. The Turks are looking for Eris because she is an ancient, and because they believe the ancients have abilities to find the Promised Land. The Promised Land is probably, you know, heaven, but metaphorically speaking. But the Shinra believe this is a real physical location that houses an immense store of the Mako energy, and so they are merely looking to find this place so that they can exploit it. This is storyline that I think becomes mostly clear throughout the game. I will, as we go, try my damnedest to explain some of the more difficult nuances. I definitely do not. This game, I think, one of the things that really needs some work in the remake is some of the plot threads are not at all clear and are seriously convoluted to the point where, like, not even the writers seem to be consistent with them from beginning to end. So I will do my best to try and explain some of the things as we go. I've already said that I will not spoil anything in advance. I might provide teasers, but I will not not spoil this in case somebody watching has not seen this game yet, because it is a really, you know, it of course has, you know, if the internet's first spoiler, quote unquote, but I will not discuss that, because the exciting thing for me is that I am hoping the people playing the remake are not simply people who played this game 20 years ago or 10 years ago like I did. I'm hoping that it's going to get a whole new branch of fans into it, and, you know, into Final Fantasy in general. So we upset the kid. Sorry, Marlene. So One of my other thoughts regarding the general storyline is that there have now been, let me count, Advent Children was the movie sequel set 2 years after the scenario in this game ends, and then there's Crisis Core, which was a PlayStation Portable game. I'm not sure what year that was, but they're all part of this. It's called the compilation of Final Fantasy VII because they decided to go and expand the storyline seriously. So there was Crisis Core, which stars another Cloud's friend who was a soldier, first class, along with him. And then there is Before Crisis, which was a mobile game for this was before iPhone. It was up for Nokia phones or something only, and it was only released in Japan. And it's I'm not sure the timeline of that either, but it's set apparently there was an avalanche prior to the one that Barrett is the leader of, so it stars the first leader of the avalanche and his plight against the Turks, and so I think it's set on the avalanche side, but obviously because it's only in Japanese, I've never played this game, nor have I really know much about it. But it also has a lot to do with the Turks, so maybe you actually play as the Turk. I don't actually remember. That's my bad. So there's that, and then there is Final Fantasy VII Dirge of Cerberus, which is also a sequel. I think it's set another 3 to 5 years after Advent Children, and it stars one of the party members from this game, Vincent Valentine, and they give him his own game for some reason, and as far as I have heard, that game is abysmal. I have never played it. I don't intend to. I will probably read a plot summary of it before the Final Fantasy VII Remake comes out, but so there's obviously a lot more. Oh, and there's also novels too that are connected to the compilation. This is again I probably should have researched this before I started talking about it, but the novels I think have been translated into English. I don't think that you can buy them though. I think they were kind of a a bonus thing that you got alongside if you bought the complete collection of Advent Children or whatever. And then one thing that I can speak about, but is of course not connected to the compilation of FF7, is they actually did one episode, 30-minute anime about a scene from Cloud's backstory that we haven't gotten to yet, so I'm not going to talk about it because there's major spoilers. But it's a scene set before this game that we can see in the game, but it is optional, which is really cool. So they did who did it? Madhouse, actually. Madhouse, who did, what's the anime that I really liked by them? Black Lagoon. I love that show, if you haven't seen it. Yeah, so it was by them, and they did a really awesome job. I was really surprised by it. It's, of course, only in Japanese, so it is on YouTube, though. So it's called FF7 Last Order. So, I always think this should go somewhere, but it doesn't. So if you have played this game and you know what I'm talking about, definitely go check it out. The Last Order anime was really cool. Great action sequences. It was written and approved by Tetsuya Nomura, the character designer, but it does not yeah, I'm going the right way, I think. Yes. But it is not considered canonical because it does change some of it does change the way the events were written in the original game. So that is not considered to be part of the compilation, but the compilation does include all of the stuff that I mentioned before that. So, seeing as a lot of that stuff is prequels, I have absolutely no doubt in my mind that the FF7 remake will incorporate some of that stuff. They look so ridiculous when their animations are all sped up. I can't even talk to these other guys. I don't think I can, actually, physically. Crap, how much money do I got? Okay. We actually, this is one of the weird times in the game where we will actually be forced to buy an item in order to proceed with the game. So I should definitely go buy that first. Oh. Those are cheaper than I thought. I thought they were 1,000 gil each. So I had more than enough money. So we can finally buy enough armor for everyone. I'm actually going to buy 4 of these. Not sure exactly how many I need. Probably 5 total, but we'll manage. I think I might already have one on Aerith. I actually wasn't paying attention. But at least now we can get a little more. A little better here. Steel. I never use this, but it doesn't hurt to put it on. The sense is kind of like your scan command, except I have not really ever found. In a sort of more turn-based game like this, you don't really need to know this of enemies as much as you would in an action game. I have found, this is my belief anyway. But that could certainly just be me rambling. So, what do you think this says? I'll digress here. What does this say? When I was playing this the last time, my friend and I sat here and we were looking at this wall and we were like, what does it say actually? And I said, I think it says Averle, like A-V-E-R-L-E. I think, I'm actually gonna Google that and see if that's actually a word. It looks like it's a word in Italian. But I don't know what it means in Italian. My friend thought for sure that it was supposed to say avalanche. I have seen this debated before, that it's supposed to be like avalanche graffiti. I have no idea. Or if it says a verb, like verve, V-E-R-V-E. According to Merriam-Webster.com, verve means great energy and enthusiasm, and its archaic definition is special ability or talent. I don't think it says a verb though. But yeah, like, I don't... One of FF7's mysteries, I guess, that still persists to this day. So... just a normal wire. Oh yeah? Well, to me it looks like a golden shiny wire of hope. I definitely screenshotted that last time I played this because that line just kills me. Because of Cloud's follow up here. That was a bad analogy, but I understand how you feel. So, you know, the humor in this game sometimes is really pertinent. Yeah, let's climb this a little bit faster. Mercy! No mercy. So, okay. I think I'm gonna turn the speed off because this part is, like, ridiculous. It's like legitimate platforming in a barely 3D game. In a game that is not a platformer. This is no Crash Bandicoot. So, this is what we need our batteries for. We can climb up here, and eventually Cloud will be like, oh, we're missing something. And I think he might even outright hint, like, oh, we should go see the weapon seller or something. Wait. Probably have to jump onto the propeller. This part is pretty ridiculous. Oh wait, I think maybe we can... No. Oh, there we go. That's how we get on the propeller. Okay, so you gotta run up here. Battery in. Now I can climb up that thing for some reason. Climb up this thing. And do you hear the sound? I have to make this jump. I'm not sure exactly where I'm supposed to stand. It's ridiculous though. I have to climb up higher. Oh, yeah. So I think... Sorry, this may take a few tries. I think the noise cue is actually not accurate. It's supposed to throw you off on purpose. I will try jumping when I hear the cue. I jumped before. This is probably going to make this way harder if I keep the multiplier on. This is just going to be embarrassing now. I can already say it. Because I know my history with platformers and it's not pretty. Alright, we got it though. That wasn't too bad actually. Only like 4 or 5 tries. But now we have to do that again. Or maybe not. Oh, this one we need to climb down. Okay, so I lied. The audio cue is actually correct. That is just me being stubborn and obstinate, apparently, because I never trusted in it before. Okay. We have made it to the Shinra building. So this is definitely a hint as to what we're gonna expect. So we are presented with a choice here, actually. One of the few decisions that, you know, obviously has no storyline impact, but it does change how the gameplay of the next part will unfold. So I'm just gonna side, we'll side repair it. Doesn't really matter what I say. I have the option to do either, actually. If I want to bust in, I literally go through the front door. If I want to not bust in, we can go through the left, and I actually think there are random encounters here, so I'm not gonna run too far. But if I go to the left here, and then go around, we can take a staircase up, instead of taking the elevator, which will happen if we go in through the main entrance. I'm actually gonna call it a night here and save, and I'm gonna be heading off, and I'm going to leave you with this ever so tantalizing mystery about which way we will enter the building, to keep the suspense going and all of that good stuff. So we will come back to that next time. Like I always say, I don't know when that will be. Hopefully sooner than the break from the part 3 to part 4, but we will get there bit by bit. And whenever I get to the next part, I'm sure I will sit down and do this whole damn tower because it takes forever. But we will save that for next time, and we will have more things to talk about for sure. I have some stuff that I want to talk about that's not necessarily news related, but more thematic and plot and name related. So I will leave you with that. So it's 10 p.m. on Christmas Eve, and it's like 60 degrees outside for me, and my allergies are acting up, so that's awesome. But hang in there, we'll see you next time.